Hello geocachers and welcome to another episode of Geo the Cacher. Today we're making our return to East Fork State Park. We found a bike trail and we're going to see if we can find some geocaches on that bike trail. So we're near ground zero for our first geocache. Looks like we might need a little bit more mosquito spray, and it says we're 46 feet from our geocache. And we're just going to see if we can't go find it. This one's supposed to be a letterbox, but I'll bring you back in when we get a little closer to ground zero. Okay, so we've actually found our first geocache. It was a little bit of a hard find, but we were able to make it, and it's right over here. I'm just going to lean over and grab it. I don't really have a good place to set you down today, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that, but let's just set you down here. And then our geocache is right here. Isn't that cool? So let's sign the log and then we can move on to our next geocache. Put our log back in the container, close up our container, and put it back where we found it. So now we can move on to our next geocache and see if we can't make another find. So we're near ground zero for our next geocache, and this one is 25 feet from where we're at. So let's go see if we can find a good spot to set you up and we'll make the find. Feet. So I think I've located where the geocache should be, and let's just see if this is it, because I'm pretty sure this is. Oh yeah, absolutely 100%. So this geocache was pretty easy to find. Let's see if we can't set you up somewhere nearby. So there we go. Now let's show you our geocache, which is right here. So here's our geocache. We're gonna get our pen and sign the log. Oh, this one's a letterbox as well. This one actually still has the stamp. Lucky for us. Somebody mangled this log. We got it signed. Let's see if we can't fit it back in a little nicer than what we found it. It still makes the cache look better. So here it is. Put it back in its location, and we can move on to our next geocache. Happy, happy, happy. That's 2 finds for the day. And we're going to move on to our next location. Okay, so we made it to the location of our next geocache. It's 25 feet away, and we haven't found it yet, but I think I kind of know where it's going to be. So I'm going to set you down as I cross over here and see if this is the correct location. So please don't fall. Yeah, I'm already about to fall myself. And we have a find. We have our find. It is right here. So let's scoot down here real quick so that we can talk to you and sign our log, and then we'll put our cache back where we found it. So looks like this has got a tiny log in there, but it's also got a tiny stamp. Looks like both are still present. So, but for now, this one's all watered up too. So let's get the log signed, and that says find number 3 for the day, and then we can move on to our next geocache. So we got the log signed. And into the container. Back together. Back in the main container. So this I think they'd call a hybrid letterbox. So let's go put it back where we found it, and then we can move on to our next geocache. So that's one more find for today. Let's move on and we'll see what we can find next. Welcome back. We're at the site of our next geocache, which says it's 26 feet from our location, and we're just going to see if we can't go over and snag it. So I'm just going to bring you with me for this one. Well, 21 feet. I see something that looks like it's man-made. I don't know that it's a water bottle. Okay, so we're 12 feet from our ground zero right now, and we're not seeing our geocache. Actually, I kind of think I might have an inkling of where it might be. And we made our find. Oh yeah. It's a little off what the coordinates say ground zero is, but let me get you set up and we'll sign the log. Yeah, it's like, there we go. There we go. Now our geocache is down here. So let's just grab it. And we can growl. Well, actually just sign our log and move on. So looks like we've got lots of stuff in here. Let's see what we've got. We've got a paper. Let's just set our main container down here. Let's just try to get you set back up. Let's see, this is our stamp. So it looks like our stamp is still present. So we'll just drop that in there, and then we'll sign the log, and then we can move on. This one's a little on the wadded side too, so let's and signed. Not the best signature in the world, but the paper's just starting to get a little damp, so we'll have to call that good. So let's put our pen, put our log, close up our main container, and put it back where we found it. So that's one more down, one more for the finds. And even though the coordinates were not quite spot on, we were able to make our find. So I think that's a win, definitely a win. And we can get out of here and move on to our next location. So we'll bring you back in when we get a little closer to that. Hello and welcome back. We are near ground zero for our next geocache. And let's just see if we can make the find. and hopefully it's a quick and easy find. So let's just wander around here just a little bit and see what we find. I'll bring you back in if I can make this find. So we looked around in this dense undergrowth. We're within 3 feet of the cache and we've made the find. So let me just set you down and we'll sign the log and then get out of this thorny haven. Here we go, our geocache is right here. So let's open this up. Oh yeah, there's a second container. Look at that. Not sure why it's covered in camo, but hey, let's sign the log. Log is signed. Let's put it back in the container. Back in the other container. And then stash it back where we found it. So with that, this is Geo the Cacher saying thank you for coming along on my journey, and find the history, log the mystery, and I'll cache you on the next trail. See you later.